Hey, soul surfers, which to take with river here, and we are doing a reading for Adoptee Remembrance Day. And we pulled a card from Phoenix Gateways, Emily Kisvarda, her Sacred Geometry Healing Cards. And the number 23 card popped out, a frequency card. And the 174 frequency is what that card speaks to. And the words on that card, in addition to the numbers 174 and the letters HZ, the words on that card are, my body is safe and loved. 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 And I just repeated myself because that's one of my duties, to repeat myself like a happy broken record. And perhaps you enjoy and appreciate, and maybe you go a step further, and if you haven't already, begin a practice, a parallel practice. And only if it resonates, because we are all different psychosociology experiments, and what resonates for one may not for another. So thank you for using your gifts of discernment before deciding what to gather and take away from this reading, adopting as your own. And of course, take only what resonates and blow like a kiss the rest to the universe for cosmic composting into beauty. This reading is for fun and games, for shits and giggles, for entertainment, for flexing our heart, mind, body, soul, spirit, emotions, and intuition. And at the least, we hope to cause harm to none. And at the most, we hope we may assist you on your healing path. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, there's an affirmation and then a couple segments to read, one pertaining to the frequency, 2 a practical application, 3 the card numerology, and then 4 crystal suggestions. So you can just anticipate now, you know what to expect for the rest of this reading, and may settle in and relax and flip over that guilt and shame card that may be popping up to see compassion, understanding, forgiveness, exercising compassion, understanding, forgiveness for self and others, if you haven't already started. And there is the affirmation, and it goes something like this. My body is loved, safe, and secure. I am free of physical pain and release all negative, karmic, and emotional energy that has surrounded it. And we add streaming grace to replace. So let's repeat that. Me, myself, and I. You may join if you feel. My body is loved, safe, and secure. I am free of physical pain and release all negative, karmic, and emotional energy that has surrounded it, streaming grace to replace. 2 more times. My body is loved, safe, and secure. I am free of physical pain and release all negative, karmic, and emotional energy that has surrounded it, streaming grace to replace. 1 more time. My body is loved, safe, and secure. I am free of physical pain and release all negative, karmic, and emotional energy that has surrounded it. If 174 hertz has been drawn, you are experiencing pain somewhere within your body. This may be muscular or skeletal in nature, or may even be a headache. You may have an illness or sign of dis-ease that is affecting an organ or bodily system. And if that's the case, we are sending you big hugs and also the gentle suggestion, reminder to check in with your healthcare professionals, your trusted healthcare professionals as you see fit. You know you, most of all, and also appreciate leaning into your support team as needed. That's what they're there for. That's part of this age of Aquarius that we're stepping into. And the frequency, by using specific sounds and frequencies, we are able to enhance our senses and create a deeper connection to spirit. Every sound has a different vibration. Solfeggio frequency 174 hertz does not have a particular sound or color, as do those frequencies ranging between 396 and 963 hertz. Its particular vibrational frequency has immense healing properties. It is the lowest of tones. It is the lowest of the tones and is used for pain management, and also has an anesthetic effect. It also has an anesthetic effect. It can work by releasing physical pain and also can be used to release negative karmic holds and energies that may reside within your field. And this is divine timing. If you look at the astrology and stepping out of Pluto in Capricorn very shortly after it's been there since around 2008, and really stepping into the age of Aquarius, realizing we're done with certain social contracts, stepping into more equitable contracts. That number 2 and the number 23 of the card reminds us of that. Establishing healthy relationships. And this 174 may also be speaking to that for us. It's practical application. Chronic stresses, such as those involving financial insecurity, can be a cause of some of the physical pain we may experience. That is so relevant, especially with the literal and figurative orphan, adoptee, and gypsy, and a large part of what plays in them being relinquished as well as being adopted, if that happens, when that happens, and how so many health issues, the root, if you look at the metaphysical root, you see that loss, that financial insecurity. So interesting. Studies have also shown that studies have also shown that genetics too can play a role in our physical health and wellness. Well, yes, I think that's part of what we've been learning in recent times, maybe far in the past as well. You know, it all loops around, and then we keep evolving up our whelk shell, don't we? Fibonacci-like. Much evidence supports the view that epigenetics can also play a significant role in our well-being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Socioeconomics, where we live and work, and the food and drink we ingest all play a role in our health. Dis-ease, as we know it, isn't usually something that just happens spontaneously. It is something that happens progressively over a period of time if we do not attain physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual balance, which for the literal, figurative, gypsy, orphan, adoptee, attuned to serve others before ourselves, not unlike an emotional support dog. So often that's been the case. And we have an opportunity to reverse that, and that is thrilling. Imbalances can eventually manifest in the physical after penetrating through one's auric layers. To help relieve your pain, listen to the tone 174 hertz. Sit or lie down in a quiet place and allow yourself to absorb the frequency of this tone down into your cellular level. Send loving and positive thoughts to the areas affected or area affected. Visualize the pain releasing, moving out of your body and transmuting into a butterfly. Watch it gently flutter away as it leaves your physical body. Repeat this as often as you require. Such a beautiful visualization and reminder. Thank you so much, Emily Kasvarda, Phoenix Gateway, Sacred Geometry Healing Cards. We are so in awe. Now, this goes on to say, pain is very subjective, and each of us experiences it differently. It is important to see your doctor or healthcare provider if you experience or are concerned about pain. The offering discussed herewith is intended as a complementary therapy and should not take precedence over your medical treatment in any way. Yes, for real, like we were saying earlier, and we are all different psychosociology experiments, and what resonates for one may not for another. You may have heard one person's medicine is another person's poison, so thank you for using your gift of discernment before deciding what to gather and take away, adopting as your own. For taking such sweet care of yourself, to tune in to your heart and keep listening to what it has to tell you to help find your way instead of tuning to others and living for them. You may feel drawn to consider a change of lifestyle, whether that be a job or a change in diet. An exercise or wellness program may also be beneficial, such as swimming, yoga, or even walking, meditating, or regularly grounding yourself in nature. Such beautiful ways to move your body, so gentle, and that swimming helps so many of your systems, helping build bone density and mass and working your muscles and your skeletal muscular system and your cardiovascular system, and it's fun. On top of that, helping your emotional system and your spiritual system. So beautiful. And as with the others, so gentle. And so perhaps you rotate through them. One of them, each of them is a card in your Stacked for Life Worth Living deck of cards. Or you are a fixed sign and you thrive on just one exercise, and maybe you change it every couple of years. Abide your energy. You know you. And of course, don't let me tell you what to do. That would be tyranny, right? You may also find it useful to keep a private journal where you can regularly write down your thoughts and feelings. It may be time to look deeper into your pain to see if you can determine an underlying causative emotional or mental issue, which is reminding me of Louise Hay and her book, Physical Illness and the Metaphysical Way to Overcome Them. You can healing your body. I'm not sure I got the title totally correct, but from there you can do a search, and that book I'm speaking to in particular lists the physical illness, the thought pattern, the metaphysical thought pattern that may have caused it, and then one to put in its place. And so it's like 3 columns throughout the whole book, and then it even gets into like each vertebra. Super cool. And also offers you something to do while you're waiting to see your doctor, right? Like, what do? You're stuck with yourself inside your head and you got this thing going on. And so this is just a beautiful way. Louise Hay, Heal Your Body. What she offers is another beautiful way to play through during that wait time, what to replace what may have caused what's going on with you and a thought to help remedy that while you're waiting for your doctor. Or maybe that's, what you're doing because you feel like, yeah, I don't need my doctor. I can do this. This makes sense. I believe this. And thank you for just taking the time to translate what's coming in. And also, as I was doing this reading and tripping over my words and switching things up, another card came to me to share that I throw on the table often. I toss it on the table often, and that card is Nobody's Perfect. Life's for Learning to Tolerate, starting with self. And we're very careful to avoid the tricky flip side. She'll never learn, off with the head. And let's see. So you may appreciate adding that card to your Stacked for Life Worth Living deck of cards if you haven't already, some variation of that. It may also be helpful to explore some complementary therapies such as acupuncture, EFT, integrated healing, naturopathy, and homeopathy to support you on a holistic level. And holistic spelled with the capital W dash holistic, HOLISTIC. I know I said that very fast. WHOLISTIC. We love that holistic, don't we? And the numerology associated with this card is the number 3. The 23 on the card that we're looking at is reminding us of Michael Jordan, one of the most amazing basketball players of all time. Basketball. I said basketball. Trying to practice enunciating, and repeating myself like a happy broken record. These are some of my duties sitting here in our office of fortune teller, shaman, writer, healer, artist, teacher, folk artist. Aren't we all? And that card numerology also is reminding me the 174, enjoying looking up those for yourself, but what's jumping out at us. 1 initiates and begins. It invokes the creator. It helps with the boundary issues that begin our boundary issues. The number 7 helps with any boundary issues. So that's beautiful. 4 helps ground us, like you got 4 legs on the floor like a chair. You're solid, you're grounded. And helps us if others are pulling on us, helps us manage our own energy container when others may be pulling on us different ways. And the 2 of the 23, that 2 is reminding me again, healthy relationships, and how we've been working for months, years, decades, lifetimes on establishing healthy relationships. And thank you so much for doing this work to shift from here to there. We are in awe. This is amazing work we are doing to help build a new earth grounded in unarmed truths and elevated by unconditional love. And that number 2, it's a divine number, and duality, pairing, and you may visualize it to help you call in those qualities when perhaps another loss has popped out and you've fallen off your unicorn and you need to get back on. And so maybe this numerology assists you during these times, or the sacred geometry, or some of these alternative therapies and original therapies that have been mentioned during this reading. And that 3, it brings a beginning and an end together. Like, wow, we are doing it. We have been shifting from here to there during this Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn since 2008, maybe, lifetimes maybe, shifting from the fighting spirit into the adoption spirit, where everybody receives assistance for their loss, not just those who manage to behave by the letter of our laws. And that is thrilling and elevating, opening up us to develop, because that loss, it blocks us from developing, doesn't it? And so healing that loss opens us to evolve, opens us up to evolve. It turns those academic, linguistic, cultural barriers into building blocks and transmutes the intolerance, hate, and violence that comes from that loss into pure light and love. And it's so beautiful. That 3, a number of optimism, and the 2 and 3 add up to a 5. Helps us grow any direction it will. So much more. You may enjoy exploring on your own. And that 174, it adds up to a 7 again, just reminding us of the boundary. Helps us with any boundary issue. If you are challenged to speak about it, like, wow, for decades I couldn't even speak about it. I didn't know how to speak about it. And then it took me like another decade to figure out how to speak about it. And you may hear I'm still learning how to speak about it. So calling in the number 7 to assist with that, and playing through the loss. Those times when it hurts so much, we may want to hurt ourselves and others, but not really. And this card, it's such a beautiful card, and may it assist you on your healing path. The crystal suggestions to accompany it, you may have guessed: rose quartz, aquamarine, selenite, fluorite, malachite, green calcite, hematite, sugarlite, celestite, vogelwand, boji stones, tiger's eye, lotus stone, shungite, and smoky quartz. So that is our reading for Adoptee Remembrance Day. We thank you so much for joining us, helping shuffle states of emergency into adoption spirit magic, helping us breathe life into adoption spirit magic. We thank you for playing your cards and steering clear of danger. Heartily, we are grateful. Ciao for now. We love you all.